And third episode, brand decoded. This time around, I'm super pumped. I'm looking at the results. You guys are absolutely smashing the records. Whoever is watching this channel, I love you guys. First 500 views, like, what the hell am I doing? And why haven't I been doing this sooner? I have no fucking idea. But seems you like it. Thumbs up, reply, comment, do whatever you want. This video is a very special video. Like, it's better than the previous two because it's a real story and it's funnier than I'm laughing right now. It's like totally oblivious because I've said this story so many times on the sales calls and people, I'll have to obfuscate some names. Like, actually, I'm not gonna obfuscate the names. I'm gonna give it raw. This actually happened and I don't care. So how alpha efficiency started and how I've made my first $100,000 in the span of like 4 or 5 months. It was like unbelievable story. So I want you to hang on tight to the edge of your seats because we're about to embark on a very special journey of this story. And it's a very dear story to me because this is essentially what turned alpha efficiency into an agency and allowed us to become a company that we are today. So this predates our Upwork days. This is like the origin story of alpha efficiency. And I can't explain to you how this story is emotionally dear to me. And I am 100% positive that it will blow your mind and it will allow you to think differently about business. So we were doing a lot of websites on Upwork even prior to this moment. And I have to go backtrack. So I'm still at the job. This is 2018. And we were buying lists for a project. Like, we're doing like some startup project for dumpster rentals. And we're contacting this company to buy an email marketing list. So I know today you have List Kit and Snowvio and Hunter.io. There's like a bunch of these tools and applications now. But back in the day, you would call a company and they would sell you a list of either, I don't know, a list of contacts that are Dun & Bradstreet. There's like a company like Dun & Bradstreet. So it was a competitor of Dun & Bradstreet, and we're calling this guy, his actual name is Victor, but I'm gonna point like last names and similar. And Victor sells me a list, and the list is absolutely like dog shit. We get like 80% of waste disposal emails, and we were supposed to get like 20% of the 100% of the emails just of dumpster rental companies, and they give us like waste disposal companies. It's like similar but not the same for what we're trying to achieve. And I like talk to Victor back and forth, and I'm arguing with the other company and trying to be a hardliner. And then there's this Bosnian kid, and he doesn't want to bulge and like, we sold you this list, and like, no, we didn't pay for this, and do you want to give us the money back? And blah blah blah. I talked to Victor, and Victor is like a sweet talker and a smooth salesperson as he is. I think he's still in sales today. God bless his soul. I love that guy to death. The Victor, the infamous Victor, tried to smooth talk me. And I'm like thinking like, God, wish I had a salesperson like this. That was my thought process. Like, if this salesperson was working for me, where would I be in life? Like, I would have clients galore. And I'm chatting up with him and I'm like, Victor, can I send you our portfolio? Like, can you take a look at what is it that I do? Maybe some of your clients need our services. And we drop him a portfolio and he's like, wow, this is amazing. Man, I'll have some clients for you. I give him on the phone verbal agreement that we will pay him 20% commission on any deals that he sends out our way. He sends like, this is incredible. You guys are doing an incredible job. I'm gonna have something for you the next day. So I'm gonna obfuscate the full name. I'm just gonna use like the name, not the last name. The next day, 7 a.m., I get a phone call. Hi, this is Tom. Victor gave me your phone number, said that you could help me send some emails. And I have this incredible light technology that cures people over the sunbeams. Like, what the fuck? Who is this fruitcake calling me 7 a.m., right? Like, I'm from Florida and I need you to send some emails about my services. And I'm like, all right, sir. Like, I have $2,500. I would like to try out your email marketing service. We didn't even have a service. I'm like, challenge accepted. All right, sir, we'll send you a proposal and we'll send you an invoice. I'm gonna PayPal you $2,500. I swear to God, by 11 a.m., 4 hours later, $2,500 changed on PayPal. I'm like, damn, that escalated quick. So now I have $2,500 and I have to figure out how to send emails for that money. And he sends us the list as he purchased from Victor, right? For naturopaths, I don't know, dentists, etc., to try to have them as affiliates for his light technology that cures AIDS and herpes over internet, right? So I'm like, this is craziest shit ever. Like, does money really move this way on the internet? Long story short, that guy's banking 100K a month of those sales. But for that moment, like if he's selling energy over internet, we can sell him emails back, right? I don't know if this will work. I've done a fair share of email marketing prior to this, and I've dealt with technical deliverability issues of the emails. I was knowledgeable enough and experienced enough to know what the hell I'm doing. So I brute forced this. Like this guy and his emails are never going to be accepted on MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, whatnot. So we try to get this solved in the following format. We buy a server, AWS server, and we install the script on it that can load us different SMTPs so that we can plug and play anything into that delivery server. And we hired this kid out of Egypt that says on Black Cat forums that he can deliver all the emails that we want. I'm like, what the hell is just happening right now? Like, and I say I used to have a partner and that relationship didn't work out, but him and I on this October 2018 until March 2019, we've been dropping the email game to the people that were buying lists and they didn't know how to send these emails. Like literally, they would purchase a spreadsheet for $1,000, and if they already spent money on the spreadsheet, Victor and Toma, they were working in tandem, they would call them up and say, we got alpha, they'll send you. And then I would drop 20% back on Victor and Toma. Like $100,000 later, like that story kind of died out because Victor got a new job, Toma got fired, and I was shit out of leads. So that's when Upwork came into play and figuring it all out and paying the payroll for the people that are actually working for me. It was a really stressful time. That was the first year in business. But I'm looking at the situation and these guys are like flipping deals. Like we're clearing 10K a week. Like I'm like on the phone call non-stop selling. I don't even know. Like Victor was so efficient in setting up appointments for me that it just completely blew up. He would say, you gotta call this guy. This guy's amazing. He's gonna help you. Like, just trust me. If you trusted me with the list so far and we got you a good list, this guy's gonna take great care of you. Boom. He would send all the customers of that company over to us. Not only he would do that for the existing his customers, he made like a referral program within the company. Half a company was sending me leads. Half a company was sending me their existing leads they got from Google Ads. They would flip them over for me, and I was like paying commission checks out to Victor, and he was distributing these checks to the rest of the guys in the company. Like when things align, they just escalate quickly. So that's how it went. The Mr. Tom, the cure AIDS over internet guy, like, is this like possible? He ended up spending around $20,000 with us, and we had no accountability. The only reason why we knew that we were delivering the emails is because I had a passion to figure out, are these activities even worth the time? And if I'm paid to do them, I might as well do it to the best of my ability, because technically luckily it was not B2C, because that would be a violation of Can-Spam Act. It was B2B because these naturopaths and dentist emails were B2B addresses. So we were allowed to contact them under the Can-Spam laws. But that was the first forte into the sales, and we were selling, hear me out, $3,000 websites. Like, that's really low. But I know, I'm looking at the people on Twitter and just people online, $3,000 is still a lot of money for them. And over here, like in a week, we were able to clear sometimes over $10,000, and my paycheck in eTech was like around 8K pre-tax, like 8.5K pre-tax, right? So it was crazy. On like December 25th, I am flipping crazy over eTech asking me to like do a check-in with a facial recognition scan on the iPad when I get to work to make sure I got to work on time. Newsflash, I was always late. And there was like never a day in eTech where I would arrive on time, because if I were to arrive on time, I would have to spend over an hour on traffic to leave home at 8 and then spend, or before 8. But if I left at 10, I would be just half an hour late. Like if I left like around 8:30, I would be there at, I don't even know the math anymore. I just know that if I was half an hour late, I would be just half an hour in traffic. Just the traffic in Chicago was working that way. So I was like, I'm not gonna feel bad about being late when for the past 5 years, I've been late the whole time. So why is it a big deal now? I always stayed from 10 until 10:30 until 9 p.m., 8 p.m., like 12 hours per day. That's how much I worked when I was working for this company. So when someone was like gonna nickel and dime me if I arrived late or not, I was like, I'm quitting. There's more to that story. That's a story for another video for sure. I think you're gonna love that story as well. But this story with Victor, Tom, and Toma, where they're slinging deals from this other company, was an eye-opening of how much money can move when things are moving. Like I wasn't factoring in, like I knew approximately, because I still am top-level Google Ads expert. So when I was looking at their SEMrush, I knew they were spending like $60,000, $70,000 on these leads per month. But having a lead flow, just as a concept in your mind. I remember I was in Barcelona on a vacation, and the calls kept pouring in. I had 2 weeks off, and during those 2 weeks, the calls kept pouring into onto my phone. So I got like $150 phone bill by the time it's said and done. And I'm on a vacation, and I cleared the website for $3K, cleared 4 essential email packages. We gave them a name, essential email essentials. It was email essentials. It had a nice PDF. It was looking very professional, and we were just a few guys with the website and a phone. All right, so I was like, this is gangster. This is like mafia. You know, I'm like sending Zelle payments every time someone comes in. I was sending Zelle payments. Oh, Toma, you got a sale. Your sale cleared. This sale cleared. And then the first chargebacks kicked in. That's like some people were like not happy with the service, and like we're charging you back. Sir, we don't have a refund policy. And they're like, Stripe says like, well, you have to have a refund policy. So you learn. You know, you learn and burn. It wasn't a big deal. We had so many people buy the service, and they don't even ask for anything after. Like we're calling them 3-4 times, like, sir, can you get us the domain name that you purchased for us, stuff like that. They just go down, spent $1,500 and never called us back. Like, just like poof, like it's nothing. And I was like, what the hell is going on over here? How is it possible that people are spending $1,500? That was 2019, it's pre-pandemic, may I add. Like still like was zero interest rate era. But people were so careless with money that we were just like piling stacks of cash for not even delivering the work. We were like there, but the clients were, doesn't matter. It's just like, it's not worth our time right now. Like, boom, done, keep the money. Still blows my mind to this very day. But that was the first, I would say, easy money that I've made in my life, and really understanding how the sales hype happens. And we delivered every single product. At one point, it was a weird thing because we had this cooked server where we were running this MailViz script, and at one point we had to fulfill so much, and the guy, like this hacker from Egypt, he just like went MIA and didn't want to help. And I had like to bug my developer that was doing websites to try to fix that server. It was like a PHP script, and he needed to fix that server to make sure that we're sending out emails. Otherwise, like I'm risking more chargebacks. So it was a very interesting era. I learned how to run a Linux server because I have to have that server running. Otherwise, like I'm fucked. Like there's people like, when are these emails being sent? When's this? And the server had a very nice capability. It was called Alpha Delivered. Alpha Delivered because we had like Alpha Efficiency as the agency, but the server was Alpha Delivered, and we were doing delivery from that. I still have that server to this day. It's not working. I'm still paying AWS for that infrastructure bill because we put so much money in it. Okay, I think I paid this developer from Egypt, hacker, whatnot. I paid him probably like $1,500 to set it up, and then still doesn't work. The developers are the worst when you need them, right? They always have something better to do. Like no matter how much you pay them, 50 an hour, 150 an hour, 200, 300 an hour, he's a developer. They take their merry fucking time. They don't care about you. A lot of people that are in dev and tech, they have this narcissistic compulsive personality disorder where they want to feel needed. And it's a sickness. I've seen them across the board in the job that I had, in third-party companies, within the clients. They always want to feel appreciated, validated, loved, and coddled, and nurtured, and all that stuff. Bullshit. The worst service ever. Do not recommend, do not repeat. Like, that's why a lot of them, they have really hard time keeping clients. But they always stay afloat because developers are so needed, right? Until now. I think that the odds finally tipped over into the scale of the customers, business owners, etc. There's so many developers out there right now that it's just like, you are a commodity like everyone else. And for myself and my sake of my personal mental health, I've learned how to do Linux out of a necessity so that I don't have to depend on assholes like that. And that's the story of how I made the first $100,000. It was unreal. It was really unreal, like how one conversation leads to the next thing. Circle of trust happens, and then boom, the next thing I know, I'm sending commission checks to people that I've never seen before in my life. I met them after, and when Toma got fired, I hired him in Alpha Efficiency, and that's a whole third-party story, a completely different ballgame story, where this guy is like showing up at my place like all drugged up. So that was the whole reason why he got fired. I didn't know that, and then I have like this guy on fentanyl in my living room trying to do cold calls for a business, and I'm like, what the hell is going on in my life? You gotta get out of my place. Like, you're fired. You're like, this is not working. Like, you come here doped up. And it's just like crazy. And unfortunately, Victor went to a different city. He moved away from Chicago. And we just couldn't sustain that referral momentum that we had, and I pocketed like, I don't know, first year through that like extra 40K, 50K. And unfortunately, during that time, I was splitting that with a partner. So it wasn't like, after the commissions and after the running expenses for the servers and developers, etc., it wasn't really that much of a money. Like the numbers were looking really good. And I was like trying to gear up and separate from my business partner at the time, and just managed to snatch like one deal for like 2,000 a month. And I was like, damn, it was a lot of money for us back then, because there were no DMs, we weren't doing LinkedIn, we weren't doing all these other things. We were just like Upwork and these referrals. And that was a scary thought. Like if something happens to a lead source, and it did, and then you had to figure it out from scratch. And sometimes you just have to accept that as a fact of life when you are in business. That's how things evolve and how they happen. That one day you have it and the next day you don't. So you have to sit on multiple chairs in order to succeed, right? So you're always shifting as an entrepreneur. You're navigating the landscape. You're never rigid, and you at some point you get used to being flexible. So I hope you like this story. I think that my delivery was as good as I wanted it to be, but thumbs up, like, subscribe, reply, comment, whatever the people say on YouTube when they do YouTube. Well, here I am doing YouTube. But do let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the story, and that it was mildly entertaining for all of you. Thank you guys, and have a good day.